Hey everybody, we're just going to give it a couple of seconds and we're going to get started on a very quick little presentation on how to keep your hair healthy this summer. Because summer is right around the corner and pools and chlorine and the salt and the sand and all that is just waiting to wreck your good hair. So we're going to give it a second and then we're going to get into that. We have some props tonight. Very exciting.
Oh
Very
my.
exciting. So we're going to use those, and hopefully our two kids who are sitting watching, on the stairs over there are going to behave. But if I have to get up quickly, then you will know why.
Well, I think our ratings just went up
Why
when
is
you
that?
said props.
Props? Yeah. Well, while we're waiting, I do want to wish my husband a very happy 15th anniversary.
Happy
Tomorrow
anniversary,
is 15 years that we've been married, and it's been a great 15 years. Mwah.
Yes, it has. It went by
That was a
fast.
delay. That was a big delay.
It went by very fast. Feels like yesterday.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
amazing. And then the gray hair sets in, the kids come around, the bald spots come in after the kids,
That's what Monat's for.
Right.
Okay, so what we were going to talk to you guys about tonight was, just like I said, we wanted to talk to you about the protecting your hair this summer. So if you guys live near the beach or you spend a lot of time in pools like we do with our kids, that chlorine is, for us, that chlorine just destroys hair. So Dimitri has come up with a few things and ways to protect your hair with some products. So I think maybe we'll get into that.
Yeah, I jotted down a few things that off the top of my head. Typically, the sun destroys your hair. It dries it out. It also lightens your hair. If you have color in your hair, obviously that lightens also with the sun. Chlorine damages your hair. It does a lot of it causes split ends, causes a lot of dryness,
Which we now have something for.
which we do. But I jotted just a few things down here, and I'm trying to grab my glasses. They keep sliding away. But maybe if those goggles were on, that wouldn't happen.
You're going to put these goggles on.
Am I? Oh boy, here we go. Stay tuned.
Okay.
All right. So one great piece of advice is always wet your hair before you get into the pool. Reason being, your hair is a lot like a sponge. So once your hair goes into the pool, it takes in all that chlorine. So if you wet it, and just like a sponge, once it's full of that water, that clear, clean water, it has no room to absorb anything else, or very little for that matter. So wetting your hair before you get into the pool is a great
It's prevention.
prevention.
Yeah. So you can carry a spray bottle, and if you're, because a lot of times our kids, we'll spend the whole day at the pool, and they'll be in the pool, they'll be out of the pool, they'll be, running up to the basketball courts and the volleyball courts. So their hair will get dry throughout the day, and if you just spray it down with that bottle, take a wide tooth comb, run it through there. That's half the battle in preventing the chlorine from getting in there and damaging it.
Yep.
Now, there's another secret weapon that we have with Monat, and that is our leave-in conditioner. Okay, this is a super light. Every day, put it on dry, put it on wet, but before you get in the pool, you can just do a squirt of that, with the wet hair, rub it together, and then just smooth it through, and it really protects.
In fact, I use that on all my clients, even if they have fine hair and limp hair. It is so light that it won't weigh the hair down. It also has protection,
Right.
UV protection. So another thing you can use also
Do you want the props?
is this the Rejuvenate oil.
Couple of drops of that. Same thing. Mixed together with the leave-in conditioner and smooth that through there. Now this is amazing. Don't worry that you're going to get into the pool and you're going to have an oil slick around you. That does not happen. Obviously you don't put it all on and then jump in 3 seconds later, but give it a little bit of time, for your ends and everything to absorb it, and you'll be way better off.
The products are very concentrated, so a little bit goes a long way. What I like to do, and it's the easiest way, 1 or 2 pumps of the leave-in conditioner with with about 1 or 2 drops of the Rejuvenique oil. Cocktail it together. Put it together in your put it in your palm, mush it around in your palm, and then use your fingertips to put it through your hair. Start from your ends, work to your scalp, and then make sure that if you have thick hair, open the hair up in the back where it's the thickest, and get the inside and split it open like a curtain, and then get the inside as well. And once you do that, and you put as much as you can, and there's barely anything left
Chrissy,
on your hands.
We're going to show you that because I've never seen this before, and I've had hair my whole life, believe it or not.
Come around this side, sweetie.
Come around that side. Go around the other side. Daddy will show you.
So typically, the thickest part of your hair.
Let me turn it this way.
Turn this way, baby.
This is our oldest.
This is where it's the thickest. Okay, so
okay, turn around a little more. The other way. Other way.
This way.
Yep.
And typically, even I've seen a lot of stylists do this too. But this is where the occipital bone is. So what happens is after this point, under here is where this neck goes in and it flattens out. So when you put products over your hair like this, you're saturating the outside and you're not getting anything on the inside. So if you open the hair this way and let some of the sides drop out, you start getting the inside part as well. After you apply the product, thank you, baby. After you apply the product, best thing to do is use either a wide tooth comb or a paddle brush with a soft bristle and brush it through. That will distribute the product evenly throughout the hair. Don't use combs, that will break hair.
Combs to
on
the
dry
wide
hair.
tooth. Oh, the wide tooth combs.
Wide tooth comb is the best, or a paddle brush with a soft rubber bristle. You can use a comb after that because your hair will already be brushed out. You won't cause any damage, which is why stylists cut hair, when it's wet most of the time. And then after, when it's dried and it's smooth, then you can use a comb through dry hair, but that doesn't matter. Right now, combining the 2 products together in the palm of your hand, emulsifying them together, and putting it through the hair will protect you from that chlorine and the dryness.
So then,
and the UV.
After you're getting out of the pool or out of the ocean, whatever it may be, you need to make sure that you then rinse your hair, wash it really well, rinse it, and that's when it comes time for some good protection. So, you should be using the mask, at least once a week, twice a week, okay? Do some nice deep conditioning treatments. So you can do some deep conditioning treatments where you take a little bit of the mask, mix a little oil in, and then you can, sorry, I've got little helpers over here that are distracting me. And then put a warm towel around your head and leave it on wet hair for 30 minutes and let it do a deep conditioner. So, really got to make sure that you're conditioning the hair in the summer. But the newest one is that the Rejuva-Beads, and that's where we get into the damage of having that split ends and as well as the micro damage. So we've got 2 little cuties who are, so right here with swim caps, okay? Yeah, all right, let's get you. And then, that can rip. It's like a big rubber band. So can rip and pull at the hair. And this one
with the goggles.
With her goggles, okay? Same thing, pulls at the hair. All right, ladies, you can go
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all your help. Can pull at the hair and can really cause some damage. So for kids that are doing swim team, something like that, when they're putting swim caps on, they can do the same thing, wet the hair, put in just a little bit of that deep conditioner or the leave-in conditioner or the oil, and then put the cap on, and it's much less prone to cause that damage. Now for afterwards and for that micro damage that happens, that's where these lovely Rejuva-Beads come in. Rejuva-Beads are a new patent pending technology that has been shown to give you not only the split end repair and 100% split end repair, but the deeper and the more concerning micro damage that occurs to the shaft. And it occurs from things like, the swim caps, it occurs from the goggles. It just breaks the hair up in here, and it's nothing you ever see until, a little bit later it becomes a split end. So Rejuva-Beads, a couple of pumps of that, after they, wash and shampoo and do all of that, and they're going to be good to go. You're going to have beautiful, healthy hair by the end of the summer.
Yep.
Just like you went into the summer while you're using Monique.
Let me explain how Rejuva-Beads works, but first I want to throw in a little piece of advice with the mask, the deep conditioning mask. I recommend you shampoo, and after you shampoo, you do the second shampoo if you're in your first month of the 90-day program. You put the mask in. Now, I suggest once you put the mask in, that's when you take care of the rest of your shower, your shaving, whatever else you do in the shower, and then at the very end, you can rinse it out. That'll give it time to penetrate with the moisture that builds up in the shower. So a cap also works, but taking care of your hair first and applying the mask first before anything else will give it time to take that moisture and use it to your benefit so it can penetrate into the hair shaft. Now the Rejuva-Beads that Denise was talking about, it's amazing. The science behind it is, with split ends and frizz. Frizz is caused by negative energy. It's kind of like static energy. So the negative is, if you think about a magnet, negative and positive attract. So being that there's a negative charge on frizzy hair, and for split ends, Rejuva-Beads is positively charged. So what it does is it goes straight for that negative charge, it adheres to it, and like a magnet, seals it back up. It's amazing the way it works. As soon as we got this in, I wanted to try it, and I did a little video on my daughter Chrissy when we first did it, and I didn't blow dry it, I just left it on damp hair. But when I brought it to work with me, and I applied it on my client's hair when it was damp, and then blew it out, it was like satin. Not one piece of breakage sticking out. It was amazing. I mean, it completely, I was thrown back. It was really, really amazing. So that's coming out June 1st.
Okay, and that right there is why you don't allow your kids in here when you're doing a live video. All right, so at that point, we are going to call it a night and say thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so thank you and have a wonderful evening.